morning, Chalkin' History friends. It's Shelly. Hello, hello. It is Friday. Yay. Come on in and say hello, hello, hello. We are working on our Patriotic Home porch leaner today. I do have a workshop scheduled for this actually in my studio. So if you are local to the Cincinnati, Ohio area, I would love to have you. Let's see if we can find it and post it. It is also in the video description. You can find the link to the workshop. But we can also post it here. Patriotic Home porch leaner. There it is. It's Saturday, May 23rd. Starts at 11. Let's get a link for that. Oops. Make sure we're live. And that we have no volume. Here we go. All right. I think we got it. Okay, guys, let's get started. This probably is going to take me some time today. As you can see, it's a very large item, and I don't have quite the space on my desk for it all. So we will probably do parts and flip it so I can get to the one side versus another so that you can see what I'm doing. I went to Home Depot online. I got myself a 4-foot by, I want to say 10 inches. Let me look. It's a little over 9. I think I'm pretty sure I ordered a 10. So this is, I didn't even measure it when I got it. Anyways, you want anything over, I want to say this is about 8 inches. Yeah, the design itself is about 8 inches. So this is about 9 1/4. Not even 9, almost 9 1/4. I'm pretty sure I ordered a 10, so they gave me the wrong item. But anyway, it'll still work. But it comes in 4-foot already pre-cut pieces. So I didn't have to do, like I didn't, usually you can get it in 10 footers and then you can have them cut it in half for you and you take the 2 halves with you. But I was able to get a 4-footer. And it is not even an inch thick, but it's also, I got it delivered for free for some reason. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but I took advantage of it and ordered it. I'm like, sure, you're gonna drop it off at my house for free? That's okay. So that's what I did. All right, so we're gonna do the welcome to our home. It's called Patriotic Home. This was last year's porch leaner, but I didn't get a chance to do it, and I thought I would like to do it this time. So that's what we're going to do. I do have a workshop scheduled. If you are in the Cincinnati, Ohio area, I did tag the info there in the comments. We'll leave that up while I get all this out and cut. Or you can, if you want to comment workshop, then I most certainly will get that information to you. Just save that. Okay. So you get your stripes, you get your stars. I did paint my board white. I did not pre-treat. There were some knots, so I'm sure that might come through eventually. It might bleed through one day in the future. I was going to treat it with Kilz, K-I-L-Z, but mine got really hard, so I didn't go out and buy a new one. Anyway, that's the story. With that, I am going to, there is no cut line, so I'm going to be very careful and just kind of cut up the middle here. A lot of people will keep the backer in one sheet, and what they'll do is they'll peel up, I'll show you. They'll peel this piece up and they'll cut it. Sorry, my little notes in there. They'll cut it this way, so they'll leave this down and cut straight up that way, and keep their backer sheet one size. Honestly, I like my backers to be. I like things to be smaller and more workable, so I don't mind cutting this. Okay, I'll probably just keep the Welcome to Our Home attached. There's no reason to cut that off because that will be the top of the flag. And then we'll come and do the rest of the flag, and it fits perfectly, you guys. Like from the bottom to the top, fits perfect. This will look so cool. If anything, like we have a good space here. There's about a little over an inch, but we don't have that at the top or the bottom. So if anything, we can kind of, we can bring that up a little bit, and then bring that down a little bit. And then we'll have about a 1/2 inch space there. So I think that'll be good placement right there. So my board is painted. It is waxed and buffed already because, as you can see, it is a big piece. So it took me some time to get it all ready. All right, colors. I have several different things here. I got Cadet. Let's show the blues. I got Cadet. Don't know why Amethyst is there. And I have something called Home. They are very, very, very similar in color. However, this has more of a gray tone to me. It's a little, I wouldn't say duller. It just looks darker to me. So I'm probably going to go with the Home. But of course, you can go with Cadet because Home is no longer available. That was a color of the month last year or the year before that. The reds I pulled out are Cherry, Candy Apple, and Cabernet. Do you remember Cabernet? It's kind of like a winey color. I like Cherry, so these would be how they would go together, Cherry and Home. I think Candy Apple is too bright, so I'm not going to do that, but I also like the Cabernet. I like that darkness and the richness of those two colors together. We also had a color called Midnight, which was darker. I wonder if I can find that pretty quickly. Also, I brought out Black and Ash because I'm not sure what color I want to do the words in. I was kind of going towards Ash, but we'll see. Let me see if I know where there's a Midnight. Let me see if I can grab that real quick. Hopefully it's still good. That's always +2. So we have Home and Midnight, and those are pretty darn close in color, so it probably doesn't make a difference which one I would go with. I'll probably go with the Home. I'll go with Home. And I think I'm going to go with Cabernet because I just like that darkness and richness. And then I think the Ash will look good too. So that's my color palette for today. Put this away. All right. Let's go ahead where did I put? I think my other part just went on the other side of the table. My goodness. Let me grab that real quick because we'll need that. We'll definitely need that. Okay. Silly, silly, silly. All right, I will just put this down next to me here. All right, let's start with the top part. That is already in focus. Let's say Patriotic Home. This is a porch leaner. And I'm going to say it's the welcome plus stars. Okay. Oops, I was going to say, I knew that was still wet. All right, let's take this off. Because I have waxed and buffed our board, we are good to just put it down. Just make sure you got all kinds of little, whatever, dust particles, all that cleaned off. You could see I had 2 knots up here. On the other side, there's a lot more, and they actually look like birds. It's kind of cool, actually. All right, we're just gonna pull this down about there. Let's see if we got that centered. I'm gonna stand up because you can't see on an angle. And I want to make sure that we're straight on top. And of course I cut that side a little wonky, so we're going to kind of go off this left side and lining it up and making sure it's straight. Okay, I think we're good. Rub across and down. Okay, lots of screen work in here, so we want to make sure that there's no ripples, no air bubbles. Okay, you want that really flat against your project. Okay. Okay. And if you do see that you have a lot of ripples, you can pull it up and place it back down. Okay, I'm going to do a welcome to our home first. I'm going to grab my ash, and we're just going to chalk that real quick. We also had that, in years past, we had the porch leaner that said freedom on it. You guys, this is a big year. U.S. is celebrating their 250th birthday of being a nation, which is pretty amazing. Chalkator has told us that they are working on something good for it, so we'll see what they end up releasing. Excited. I think this is getting really thick on me here. Okay. Or it's the squeegee. One or the other. Okay. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to peel that part up because I don't want that to sit there like that while I'm working on the top. Very cool. Now that is the way those letters look, how they look very spotty. That is the transfer itself. That is the design. They put all those little pieces, parts in there. Just gonna get that dry. Looks good. Okay, now we're gonna re-press this down. Try not to get my hands in that ash. There's no need to press that down because you've already done it. Okay, we're gonna pull out our home. Again, Cadet is pretty close to this. Do I have another one open? It's midnight. Where's this one? That's the Cadet. Okay. Scrape off the lid. All right. Gotta get a paper towel here to put this on for a brief moment. Wipe my thumb off. It never fails. I always get my hands dirty. Okay. We're gonna get one of our, oops. We're gonna get a small squeegee here and load it up because this is a pretty big design. So we're just gonna kind of slop it on here at the top. Okay, we're just gonna go down, just dragging the paste. Just drag it down. Careful you don't hit your words because you just did that. So as I'm dragging that, I am picking up all my excess, just kind of moving it along, so to speak, okay? When I hold my squeegee more upright, that really helps me spread it. Careful of your edges. Don't want to go off that transfer material. Okay, don't leave these little lines. Try to clean those up. When I flatten it more, that's how I apply it. Okay, once it's all covered, you can get all your excess off. Like I said, smooth out any kind of lines you might have left behind. No need to leave those behind. You don't need it there. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. Oh, I'm excited to see this one. Okay. And then peel to reveal. Oh my goodness, look how awesome that is. So cool. Okay, I'm gonna go throw this in my sink. This is a fairly large piece, so let me go and do that. Okay. Wow, that looks really good. So good. All right, let's get this dry. be a little bit of bleeding at the top there, and what I'll do is I'll take either our detail tool or toothpick, and we'll be able to just kind of move that along. But let's get this nice and dry so we don't smear it, stick our fingers in it. I think another thing you could do with this board is stain it beforehand, dirty it up. You can stain it afterwards to dirty it up as well, to make it look more rustic, country-ish, old and worn. I want to make sure this is good and dry before we move on. You can kind of see it drying.